Can you talk a little bit about um, well, in rap these days, the messages are pretty similar. It's money, women, and all around like excess. Can you talk a little bit about self control and maybe how an artist trying to make it in today can still create an impact without succumbing to, I guess, the attractions and the allurements of hip hop as it's preached to us?
If I was 20, 21, 22, and I was jumping into the rap game, the things that I would be talking about would be completely on a superficial level, completely on a mundane level, because I wasn't yet conscious of who I am truly inside. And it's not about the age, because you got many young artists who are conscious and know themselves. But the key here is to fully know yourself. That is important. And it's not that I'm completely ruling out the other side to hip hop, which is about partying and having fun and money and cars and things like that. I mean, to me, I feel like there's a time and place for that. And, the argument about how violence in hip hop is going to create violence in society. I mean, I'm not too sure about that, because I truly feel, at least in the early days of hip hop, most of those rappers were just kind of reporting what was going on. It was like they were being the CNN of their news networks, and just kind of talking about, yeah, this is what they see. Nowadays, I feel it's a little different, because they actually glorify the killings. They actually glorify the drug use. Like, I'm really cool, I'm taking these drugs type of thing. And back in the day, it was like, I'm selling these drugs in order to survive, because no one else is going to give me a job. So I feel in that sense it's a little bit different. And also, if you look at the data, the data shows that violence in hip hop is not creating more violence in society. Um, that data is there, so it's hard to make a case for that. I think you can really look at hip hop in that sense as a form of entertainment, like a movie or a video game. If it truly inspires you to do violent acts, then that is not hip hop's fault. I feel that's the individual's fault. Like, something's not wrong with that. Something's not right with that person in order to be so influenced to then be able to go out and actually physically harm others. But at the same time, I do feel that the sound vibration is very powerful, and it could have an effect on your mental health, on your mental depression, which that data we haven't looked into so much lately, or at all. So I, I I can only speak personally speaking, and I feel that when it came to the violent side of hip hop, that didn't really affect me so much. Like, I was still myself. But when it came to the misogynistic side to hip hop, with all the lust and everything going on, that did affect me. As a young male growing up in America, we're easily influenced with things like that. So I feel that self control in that sense is actually very important. And right now, it's just not being so promoted. It's actually cool to not control your senses and to just go after this person and that person and be this pimp or whatever. But I feel that that is what actually increases more violence to yourself. That's being harmful to who you are by engaging in those types of thoughts and actions. So I feel that it's truly important to be self controlled in that manner. Not only do you become a role model, you become a real model, you become a representative of a higher conscious society. And I feel that's what's really needed, rather than the degradation. We see what that brings. We see that other side. if you really dive into that world, we see what that does to society, and that's just physically evident. So again, I've been inspired by elders who have themselves dwelled into this world of self-control and are huge proponents about just staying focused at the goal at hand and not getting swayed. And I feel that young males, young females, we need to encourage more of this positivity. We need to encourage more of this type of agility in moving in this world and not being swayed by this world in these areas of lust, because lust will make your life a bust, and you don't want that. So when it comes to self-control in hip-hop, I feel it's a new avenue, and I feel that it's an avenue that's going to only become more and more embraced as time goes on.